Green grows, red burns. You can't make green money, honey, using red energy. And quite frankly, it's hard to do it in yellow. And for a lot of our customers and potential customers that are listening to this, you know, we talk about, hi, I'm Daniel, the sales coach, and we're going to go run some role plays, etc. But really, it just may be the energy and the communication. You don't need no more pre-call planning. You just need to change the energy and the way you're treating one another. Take it off yellow so you can make green money, honey.
Hi, I'm Walter Bond, former NBA athlete, Hall of Fame motivational speaker, and business accelerator.
And I'm Antoinette Bond. I'm a real basketball wife, a mom, I'm a business owner, and a business acceleration coach.
And this podcast is for business leaders, entrepreneurs, or anyone who's trying to get to their next level and just needs more support in business. Welcome to the Huddle.
We've been here having a conversation today about color switching.
Yes.
The colors of communication.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm excited. And so we started having this conversation offline.
Sure.
And I was like, wow, this would be awesome for our viewers. Sure. Why? Because Walter and I were a couple that worked together. Daniel's one of our teammates, and you're going to get to know him a little bit more as he visits with us. But today we're talking about the colors of communication.
Yes.
And oh my God, do we not all need to be better communicators?
Everything rises and falls on communication.
Daniel Grossim, we've known you for a long time. You've been an impact player
for
us personally.
Yeah.
You've been an impact player with our business. And
Love
so I
it.
want to give Daniel Grissom the proper respect.
Yeah,
in my
I
opinion,
like it. Give me a little love. 'Cause
he's
that's
the
part of
number
my green.
one.
You heard about that.
Yeah,
he's the green.
absolutely.
Well, life, sales, love, everything rises and falls on communication. Would you agree? And if you were to organize communication, you could organize it into 3 colors. Ladies and gentlemen, red says
Stop.
You out of control.
out of control. Red says no. Yellow says
Slow.
slow.
I feel a little energy, but it ain't bad yet.
Proceed with caution. And green says
It's all good.
it's all good.
It's all good.
Go.
Positive,
If
encouraging.
you think about the good book, all the stories are stories about red, yellow, and green. Certain people started off green, fell into some yellow, turned out to be red. Some people started red, went to yellow, came up green. And it's my experience that these colors represent communication that's happening in love and life and all that good stuff. So if we could, let's pick this up. I mean, you two are all about teamwork, and you're all about championships in the locker room, but everything rises and falls, even in the NBA, on communication. Talk to us about communication and what these colors kind of mean to you, and maybe the little conversation we had offline.
For any of us to be an impact player at home and at work, we need to master the power of communication. So this could be one of our best episodes ever because you can't do great things without great communication, but you can tear some stuff up. You can tear some stuff down with some poor communication. So I want everybody listening to our expert here today so that we all can improve how we communicate so we can be the impact player we've been designed to be by God.
Let me double click just for a second, man. Antoinette, I'm going to pull you in on this. Communication equals culture. You know, we often talk about culture, but nobody can really put the teeth in it. It sounds nebulous, etc. You're saying it's many things, but fundamentally, culture is communication.
Absolutely.
And if you can improve your communication, you can improve culture, and that can improve your win rate, happiness, all good stuff. Antoinette, what do you have your reaction to what your husband said, or maybe an independent thought about colors of communication?
When you work on work teams, you can tell the difference when there's some underlying activity happening. You work on committees, you work in different departments. I've worked in corporate America. You could tell when there's green energy in the room.
True.
And I love that. When there's green energy, it's almost, when you just talked about the good book, green energy means there's nothing that we can't do. Honestly. It's talking about alignment. It's talking about agreement. Everything that is necessary is in the color green. But my God, when we devalue the colors and we make normalizing yellow a lifestyle. Because that's what I think about. I'm like, a lot of us function and work in family life, work life.
In yellow.
We operate in yellow. It becomes our new norm. And because we make yellow our norm, it's so easy to get to red.
So outside of this huddle, Walter. We said, what happens under pressure, Antoinette? What color does yellow usually turn in? Does it upgrade to green or does it downgrade to red?
We talked about it quickly can downgrade to red.
Under pressure, yellow turns into red. It don't usually upgrade to green. For instance, back in 8th grade, if I wasn't committed, and I wasn't, to being an A+ student and being honorable, when that pop quiz came, guess what I did? I'm looking at somebody's paper. Yellow turned into red under pressure.
Yeah.
It don't upgrade to green. I don't go, well, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and take my test, and I'm not going to look on the... No, I'm going to cheat.
Yeah.
And so it is with love and life and business, unless we have commitment, compromise,
Ooh.
conflict.
Ooh. I like that.
You've got to be committed to excellence. Some people are compromised on it, get that gentleman C. That used to be me. But under pressure, Or some folks are in conflict. They don't even want to be in school. They don't even want to be on the JOB. They don't really want to be in sales. They don't really want to be in the marriage. Hey, listen, when there are 3 types of people, committed, compromise, and conflict. What you think, Allstate?
I think a lot. We do a communication workshop, and we talk about the 4 types of communication. So you got passive, passive-aggressive, you have assertive, and then you have aggressive. And I think that some people, unfortunately, kind of start out on yellow. That's just kind of how they're wired. And, in many cases, you need some passion. You need passionate people. So, what does your coaching, say around someone who might be on a team with somebody, and they kind of start yellow? Right? And that's kind of like their disposition from the beginning.
My son is Isaiah. Isaiah tends to be a little bit, yellow at times. I don't know if that's nature or nurture, or maybe both. Now, he may not be able to do anything about nature, but we can do something about nurture. Hey, Isaiah, what kind of music you listening to? We need some green music. Isaiah, I know your natural is not a 10, your natural is a 6 or a 7. Bruh, I need you to make a 2-point adjustment. Come on up and be an 8. We said at the house, 8 is the new 10. All right? If you ain't going to be 10, just give me a consistent 8. But your energy is affecting the room. I need green energy to do green things. Green says go. Green says good.
It says grow. It says grow. And so if I'm answering your question spot on, I think, number one, these colors allow a couple, a family, or a company to have a common language, first of all. I mean, I like aggressive, passive-aggressive, minor-aggressive, but even those words can be loaded. Aggressive,
they are very loaded
passive-aggressive, and what that mean, and
they're terrible words, honestly.
This is 3rd grade.
Yeah.
And what I learned is, and y'all know everything we needed to learn, we probably kind of learned back in 3rd grade of kindergarten. Now, when we back in school, we did this outside. Now, Mama used to teach us. Now, you go to the light, and if the light is red, you
stop.
Don't cross no red lights. If the light is yellow, you
proceed with caution.
Slow down. And in fact, Mama or Grandmama might say, do what?
Look left to your right.
Look both ways. And if it's a major intersection, Walter, what was the major intersection in Chicago?
Stony Island Avenue.
Stony Island Avenue.
We just call it Stony.
The Stony. You wouldn't dare cross the street without looking both ways.
Oh, it was a long time before my mom even allowed us to walk up there by ourselves, right? So you had to graduate to that responsibility.
To earn the right to look both ways.
Yeah.
Antoinette Bond, what's your major intersection in Miami?
I was first thinking Biscayne Boulevard, but you know what? I thought, let me bring it closer to home, 7th Avenue.
7th Avenue.
Because we could not go across 7th Avenue we could go all the way to 7th Avenue, but we had to come right back.
Why did you have to look both ways on 7th or Stony?
There was so much traffic.
You might die.
Confusion.
You can get killed.
So much traffic, you can get killed.
Yeah.
The relationship or the deal might die. Safety. Look both ways. And green says, go. And in fact, the actual traffic light starts with red, then there's yellow. Green is at the bottom of actually the thing.
That's true.
So you got to be on guard to pay attention to the traffic lights of life. Your communication is giving you coaching. The question is, are you listening?
Wow, that is amazing. So today we're talking about the colors of communication. We're talking about how it plays out at work, in families, I mean, especially if you're a couple like us, where we're a couple that's together all the time, and we work together, do life together, play together. We're doing it all together. So we, more than anybody, really need to be on guard.
It's a great way to put that. On guard. And the on guard is the yellow. You know, most people know, like especially in corporate America or companies, small businesses, you know if you on red, you cussing and fussing.
HR knows when you're
HR
on
know
red.
that, right? So they got red covered. Ain't nobody gonna keep. But it's the yellow that I think it's the energy. It's some innuendos. It's a little cutting, some backbiting. Yellow, I think, is the temptation color. Yellow will get you in trouble.
Think about your kids, you know. You could tell something's wrong with your kids just by their body language. And you could ask a simple question. They could be sitting there not saying a word, but all of a sudden you just say, what's wrong with you? And they'll say nothing. Oh, you know good and well something wrong with you. What's going on? And sometimes you have to pull it out of them for them to communicate what's really going on. Well, you know, a friend at school said something to me, or I got a big test I'm stressed out about, or whatever the case may be. So, you know, I think you can read someone's body language. You know, a lot of this communication, I'm a communications major. You know, a lot of communications is nonverbal. You know, I just spoke Wednesday night in the church, and the person said, hey, do you want a handheld microphone or do you want a live?
Okay.
Oh, give me a live because I talk with my hands. Yeah. Right? So communication is a lot more than what you say. It's how you say it, the tone in which you say it. You know good and well, you know some sarcastic people that can say something that can cut you to the quick, as my mama would say, or they can say the same thing and it can be sweet, right? Gotcha. So even how you say something is a huge part of communication, right? So when I think about yellow, you know, yellow is that place, and we could be all three colors, let's be honest.
We all are all three colors at different times.
If we're not careful, we can sit here and be judgmental and say, oh, I'm green all the time, and I'm only red because you made me go red. The truth is, we can all be all three colors all the time. And for all of us, the danger zone is that yellow. And to me, it requires emotional intelligence. I think it requires maturity. I think it requires love to say, when you feel yourself in yellow, that you police yourself and come back out of yellow and get yourself back in the green, regardless of what the other person is saying, regardless of what the other person is doing. And so to me, an organization that's going to be mature, everyone's got to police yellow. And don't even let it get to red, because the yellow is where the trouble begins to brew. But man, a kind word stirs away wrath. And so for all of us, it's so much at stake at home. There's so much at stake at work that, man, when you feel yourself being yellow, I ain't talking about the other person. When you feel you being yellow, you got to be sure that you're policing you, because you can make a difference in the organization being successful, or if the organization's going to fail. You can calm the temperature. You could be the one to say, look, I'm going to be the bigger person in the room. I'm going to take the high road, or whatever you need to do. But the most important thing, that we all got to police yellow and titrate off of yellow and get that thing back green. I'm not saying back down. I'm not saying to be weak or meek. I'm just saying we got to be careful with yellow, because when it gets to red, sometimes we can't recover from red. And that's why red is dangerous.
Yellow turns coming your way, Antoinette. Yellow turns into red under pressure. In a couple, in sports, in a company, at school, there's a lot of pressure. 1, 2, these colors represent attitudes. Some people got a green attitude. Some people got a yellow attitude. Some people got a green attitude. I might be green about God. I might be yellow about you. Okay? You know, I might be red. Yeah, you know, you go to customer service, you go to Delta Airlines, you feel the colors.
Immediately.
You say, this one over here, green, this one over here. Yeah, sir, how can I help you? Now, they said, how can I help you? But it felt kind of yellow. Are you with me?
It feel red.
Red.
You're in the right neighborhood, they'll be like, how can I help you? And you know, it's all red. You looking like, dang, let's elevate our customer service skills.
So you're speaking exactly what we know to be true. So, I mean, do that again. How can I help you?
How can I help you?
But the words were green, but the energy was yellow or red. What was that just happened? So we say here as a family, as a team, color switch. Ooh. Whether it's your energy or your words or your outlook, your mindset, color switch. If you red, hey, it might take a while to get up to green, so color switch from red to yellow. Make some step changes. Get from yellow to green. Talk to us about these colors and what you're hearing being said.
You know what? As Walter was talking, and I know we're talking about the colors, it reminded me of a situation this week in business, because I've been working on our new website And I was doing a lot of that background stuff alone and, excited about it. And then I brought it to you for like a reveal, like, hey, tell me what you think, how you feel about it. And of course, I came with all the green energy because I wake up every day really on green. I wake up every day, it's like a fresh new day. And I think we all should be really committed to like starting the day on green. I mean, there's nothing worse than to start with the right energy in the morning.
True.
Then you get some crazy text message. You get some crazy something that's like, oh, I've gotten red messages. And you're like, I just opened my eyes. Like, really?
That's
so
true.
don't be sending people no messages in the middle of the night. Don't do that. Give all green energy. But I was working on this website, and I did my big reveal, and then Walter saw it, and it was like, it did not meet my green energy, to be honest. But you know what? I had a choice. And so that's what I'm talking about, because each time we honestly... Every bit of communication, we all have a choice. And my natural reaction, honestly, I'm going to go with red.
You reach for the red.
Oh, I reached for red.
But you color switch.
Honestly, I reached for red. My emotions was like, wait, what? But you know what? Red, I've learned, that's my internal battle. So red is an internal battle that I know all of us experience. We all go through. So I have to make a conscious choice, and I did in that moment to like, you know what? I'm not going to own red. I'm going to push red aside.
You're not going to own red, and you ain't going to let red own you.
Oh, that's good. Because honestly, when you own red truly does own you. So I chose yellow, I think, in the beginning. And then that's yellow, it was honest. I'm telling you my true emotions. I'm being real. So I went yellow, and I was like, well, okay, what do you see? And you know what I will say? The beautiful thing was, because I let my red turn to yellow fast, my yellow turned to green faster.
Come on.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So it went from this moment that I could have easily let go south and go like not even be progressive, but because I made a conscious choice to say, okay, you know what, let me see what he's thinking, what he's seeing. And then because it got green and I was able to implement the things that he saw, the things he suggested, I mean, we went from something that I think did get better. It got elevated. But I have to be willing and open enough to hear that opinion give it credit.
So I hear you saying, and it matches what your husband's saying, you self-coached. You were policing yourself. You didn't use the color words at the moment, but looking back, you started off green, got a reaction that was red. You couldn't just jump straight to a green. Real life was I went to a yellow, marinated a little bit, made my way over to green, and you avoided what could have been a red day or a red situation.
Well said.
So we say, let's put it in our notes. We said earlier, you can't make green using red. Red burns. This wonderful home that we're in took 30 years to build. You can burn this down with a comment or two in 30 seconds. Green take a long time to build the house, but it can burn down. Green grows, red burns. You can't make green money, honey, using red energy. And quite frankly, it's hard to do it in yellow. And for a lot of our customers and potential customers that are listening to this, we talk about, hi, I'm Daniel, the sales coach, and we're going to go run some role plays, etc. But really, it just may be the energy and the communication. You don't need no more pre-call planning. You just need to change the energy and the way you're treating one another. Take it off yellow so you can make green money, honey.
Wow.
What you say?
Well, what I think about it is that we started talking about the website. She asked me what I thought.
Okay.
And I was going to tell her what I thought.
Okay.
And, a lot of times in that communication, I was a little insensitive to the fact that this was her project. She'd been working on the website. And so what I should have done is before I went right into what I thought needed to be improved, I should have validated her on a great job she did on the website because the website's gorgeous. The website looks amazing. And she's been working hard on the website. I was so focused on getting the website better that I was careless in terms of being green and validating all the hard work that she did put on the website.
Careless with our communication.
Wow.
Yeah.
Carelessness leads to casualties, and you're saying, hey, we got to show some care. What's your thought on this?
Well, I appreciate you saying that because actually, and that's a lot of times I'm saying like, well, dang, I put all this effort in, and I love that you use the word validation. And I'm glad you said that, because a lot of times, and you ask us what was on our do and don't list.
That's right.
That validation is everything. Because I'm honestly, if you get validated, then at least you're honoring my efforts. You're acknowledging the work. You're valuing what I brought to the table. Versus when you go right in, it's like that right in is like you busting in that door and it's like, it's almost like I'm coming like an assassin, and it's like, wait. Who wants to be assassinated? I don't want to be assassinated. Be gentle with me.
So if this can be true for a couple that loves one another at home, this could be equally true at work. And while we're at home, we can be a little bit more direct at work. There's these niceties. So you're above the waterline. So like you're able to talk about the feelings underneath. But in work, I probably just swallow that. I hold my breath. You continue to be my boss and my coworker, and we got drama that's taking place over time. We got fake news kind of relationships inside the organization. Yeah. And so,
let me add on to that, because I mean, honestly, in real time, I'm sitting there like, okay, she asked me what I thought, but wisdom says, even though you asked me what I thought, you still should validate someone's effort. And she's been working on that website for a long time, and she's been excited about her new web person. And, so it would be incredibly insensitive for me not to acknowledge all of the work and effort she put into it first, and let her know I appreciate that, I value that. And then, that's intelligence, that's wisdom. Or I could be, immature and say, well, you asked me what I thought. Why you getting all, I could, so you have two choices, right? So to me, in real time, I do take ownership of the yellow. And I'm just not getting that revelation, because in my mind at the time, well, you asked me what I thought, but I was like, okay, shoot, all right, I contributed to the yellow. It is what it is, right?
But we say, Antoinette, I'm going to let you bring it home. Hey, y'all see some real stuff here. This is real
it's
time.
Real talk. Absolutely.
When you're casual and talk and have yellow energy, bottom line, that sends a message. And that could be interpreted as red. Sometimes yellow can be misinterpreted as red, or maybe sometimes yellow is like a 5. It's indifferent, right? It's like, I need 10s. We trying to make money like 10. I need energy like 10. Don't bring me a 5. A 5 feel like a 2.
Well, that's why I wanted to give that example I gave about the whole website experience, because that happens to each and every one of us, honestly, every day. You're at work. You're working on a project. You've done all the work, and you bring it to your team, and they're not as excited about it as you are. So, I mean, in that moment, and I work with a lot of people that I'm coaching one-on-one, where it's like, okay, you got to be able to make sure you're serving the team. And I think that's a big mental shift we all got to make. I think when we keep in mind that we're in the servant mode, we're serving our coworkers, we're serving our business, we're serving the greater organization. If you recognize that, okay, I work for, because even us working together, we still work for a parent company. I see us, because we get a payroll check from a company. So every month we get a payroll check. We're working for the company. So we should see ourselves, we're corporate, we're still employees of our company. Yes, we are 50-50 partners. Yes, we are the board members. That's us, yes. But when we show up for work, we got to be professional. And I think that's what people got to remember, that no matter, even if you're in this intimate role of a small business, medium-sized business with 10 people or 2,200, you still have the same dynamics exist. You got to recognize that you're still there to serve the parent company, and you want the parent company to win.
Outstanding.
Yes.
So just double clicking on this, I'm hearing you say, you as a business person, Walter's a business person, I'm a business person, there's a gentleman behind the camera, and there's 6 other people. We're a company, and everyone's got their colors. So my green might be misinterpreted by your yellow or your red, and you basically got all this stuff, and that's how you have a communication mess sometimes. Right. This system can help us, number one, assess where are we with communication, and then be more intentional about green. Walter, how does this link back in your mind to business, culture, results, sales, time management?
I think it's huge, because think about how important communication is. I mean, your nonverbal, your verbal, your emails, your phone calls. I mean, this whole world revolves around communication.
Emails have color.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Think about how many emails you constructed, and you're about to send it. and all of a sudden your wife, somebody saw it, or you thought better and said, man, I better not send this, man. Happens all the time. Everybody listening, there's been some email that you almost sent that you didn't, and there's probably email you sent that you regret. And the truth is that if we're all being honest, we all flow in all three colors. And I think it's very important for us to be mature enough to understand that, man, inside this family, I got to keep it green because there's so much at stake. Because once it turns yellow, and then it could possibly get red, man, we could do some damage that we can't recover from. The same thing is true inside of a company, man. Keep it green. Keep it green. Everyone needs to take responsibility for keeping it green. And if you feel yellow coming, you take some ownership, you take some responsibility, because the truth is sometimes your confidence might be suffering. Sometimes you might feel a little insecure. And that yellow comment, you took it red when it wasn't even meant to be all that, right? And so internally, I think it's important for us to have our own internal emotional intelligence, our own love, our own resolve, our only give the benefit of the doubt. You know, I hear people all the time, like, you know why she sent that to me? Well, maybe not. Maybe she didn't mean it that way. Let's take another. Maybe she meant it that. Oh, you come on, man. Why we looking at the worst case scenario, the worst case possible? If you really think about the word love, love is patient. Love is kind. Love believes the best. Love hopes the best. Love keeps no record of wrong. And I'm going to add my own little wall. Love will never retaliate. That's just my own little
The book of Walter.
WB.
The book of Walter translation.
Love will never retaliate. And we see that all the time. You hit me, I'm going to hit you back.
Well, now
you
you're
get
saying
me, I'm going to get you back.
Love is... But you typically don't hear love in business and sales results. Are you saying
We
love
want a
and
family
business go
type
together?
culture, right? People, you hear companies say all the time, we want a family type culture, but be careful when you say that, because you don't know what home people go to. You don't know what kind of love's at home, right? So to me, if you don't know what love is, ask somebody. If you don't know what love is, get around some people who are loving, right? And so I think it's all important for us at home and at work to do our part to communicate love. And when you make a mistake, don't be afraid to come back and say, man, my fault, my
You
bad.
just triggered a thought. This is for both of you. You two have been in this business booking keynotes, and you're doing a lot more than that even right now. But if you go back historically, it seems the aha you just gave me is they hire you as a couple to go into their company because they probably got yellow or red culture.
Oh,
like the reason you need a keynoter is to help them color switch.
That's right.
I mean, they're actually hiring you to color switch the room. So give us some insights into what you've seen as you've been talking to companies over the last 20 years about their cries for help in color switching.
That is such a great point, because I do a lot of the inbound calls. I'm doing the initial conversation, that initial sales call, when I'm here listening to hear, well, what do you need help with? What's going on? How can we serve you? And that's why I can't say the word serve more, because I think if we all recognize that we are in service-based business. So if we're in a service-based business, we're here to serve. And so that's one of my initial questions. It's about, how can we help you? What's going on in your organization? And they then are telling you what's going on, what they need help with. And you are so correct. There's something going on because they want to get to green.
Yeah.
They want to make more money.
Yeah.
They want to have more wins.
Yes.
They want to have a whole team of people that's just as passionate and energetic about the purpose, cause of the organization as the president is or the founder. And so that's why they're trying to create a green culture from top to bottom. Because a lot of times the leader, the owner, the founder, green. They got all the vision, all the enthusiasm of the world. But they're like, how do I bake this down from the top all the way to the bottom?
This is in the moment. I want you to double click on this. They hire you two because you two are green machines.
Ooh.
We need more green, and you're green machines, meaning when you two come in, you change the energy in the room. We hired you because we got some dysfunction that's going on. They don't call it yellow or red, and so if you're watching this and you need help with your yellow or your green, you bring in the green machine.
That's right.
I'm going to add a little bit to it. Actually, when we come in, it's not always yellow or red.
Oh.
A lot of smart companies are proactive. They're green and they keep it green.
And they want it more green.
Oh, absolutely. They're trying to build a dynasty, right? They're trying to build a legacy. A lot of companies are yellow and they want to get to green, right? But, every now and then we have a client who's red and the leader's red, and that's our most difficult clients. When the leader is really, hey, come talk to my people. And I'm like, well, can I talk to all y'all, including you, be in the ballroom. So we've seen it all. We've done this for 23 years. And, most organizations vacillate between green and yellow, to be honest with you. But when we see red, a lot of times we come in and we try our best to change that conversation from red to yellow. We got a client right now we're working with. Not going to call any names out because we don't kiss and tell. But they're red. And they know they're red. So we're doing a 3-month process with them. And if we can get them to yellow in 3 months, now we got a chance in maybe 3 more months to get them to green. But I let them know this is the process. It's not going to happen overnight because you didn't get red overnight. And you're not going to get yellow overnight. And you're surely not going to get green overnight, right? So if we're going to be red, we got to change the culture. If we're going to be yellow, we got to change the culture. And let me tell you something. When you got green, you better protect green. When you got green, you better value green. When you got green, everyone inside the building know what greens feel like, especially if they've been red before or yellow before. So when you get to green, when you get to green, you got to protect green.
You got to protect green.
Yeah, man.
You got to hold on to green.
Because let's be honest, man. A lot of people be best friends, and then they fall out. And then they ready to kill each other, literally. The police will tell you, man, when somebody comes up dead, the first people they investigate our family and friends are the closest to them, right? So it is easy for a relationship to go from green to other colors. So we got to value green. We got to protect green. We got to honor green because green is about money. Green is about growth. Green is a place we all can be. And green is that color we got to fight for. So, baby, sorry about the other day. I didn't mean any harm. I did not mean any harm. I'm excited about what we're doing. I'm excited about where we're going. You asked me what I thought. I was careless. I was immature. I was a poor communicator. And I thank you for your maturity because you fought through my immaturity, and we got some results, but we needed you to step up because at the time I wasn't in the headspace. I'm thinking when you asked me what I thought, and I was like, ooh, now today us talking about the colors, I'm like, I contributed to your moment to have to be able to regroup because I should have started green, right? And let you know I appreciate your hard work. I love that you're excited about the website, and I think the website looks great. If we can tweak this one little thing, I think we got the perfect website. If I'd have approached it that way, we could have gotten to that result that we got to without any headaches, any drama, any energy. So my bad for even putting you in a spot to have to recover from my carelessness. I got a call right now too.
Can we celebrate this with a hug or a kiss?
Yeah.
Just real quick, okay? Now, what this just showed me, and this is real life, you see folks in the back, folks over here. But when you got green prevents yellow and red from getting in. That's right. We got workers in the back. We got noise in the back. You probably hearing on the camera. The camera guy is saying, hey, let's call a timeout. No, green is going down, and green overrides the yellow or the red.
Amen.
Finally, as we close out, green is God. Green is go. Green is grow. Green is good. Green is God. With that in mind, if you don't mind, Walter, Antoinette, close us out with green prayer.
All right. Well, thank you for being with us today. Just thank you for being a part of the Huddle. And if you enjoyed this conversation and you want more of this, make sure that you share our podcast. Come back. We're dropping them every week. And the things that we're talking about are all things that's going to elevate you and get you focused into the next level of your profession. And that's what the Huddle's all about. So commit to color switching.
Yes, ma'am.
You've got to first commit, I think, to knowing your color.
True.
Know your color and learn how to color switch and do it fast. All right, we'll see you in the next episode
I'm Daniel.
of the Huddle.
Stay green.